The complete works of Swami Vivekananda, the common basis of Hinduism, Part 3. The third idea that I will present before you is that unlike all other races of the world, we do not believe that this world was created only so many thousands of years ago and is going to be destroyed one day. Nor do we believe that the human soul has been created along with this universe just out of nothing. Here is another point I think we are all able to agree upon. We believe in nature being without beginning and without end. Only at psychological periods, this gross material of the outer universe goes back into its finer state, thus to remain for a certain period, again to be projected outside to manifest all this infinite panorama which we call nature. This wave-like motion was going on even before time began, through eternity, and will remain for an infinite period of time. Next, all Hindus believe that man is not only a gross material body, not only that within there is the finer body, the mind, but there is something yet greater. For the body changes and so does the mind. Something beyond, the Atman. I cannot translate the word to you, for any translation will be wrong. That there is something beyond even this fine body, which is the Atman of man, which has neither beginning nor end, which knows not what death is. And then this particular peculiar idea, different from that of all other races of men, that this Atman inhabits body after body until there is no more interest for it to continue to do so, and it becomes free, not to be born again. I refer to the theory of samsara and the theory of eternal souls taught by our Shastras. There is another point where we all agree, whatever sect we may belong to. There may be differences as to the relation between the soul and the God. According to one sect, the soul may be eternally different from God. According to another, it may be a spark of that infinite fire. Yet again, according to others, it may be one with that infinite. It does not matter what our interpretation is, so long as we hold on to the one basic belief that the soul is infinite, that this soul was never created and therefore will never die, that it had to pass and evolve into various bodies till it attained perfection in the human one. In that we are all agreed. And then comes the most differentiating, the grandest and the most wonderful discovery in the realm of spirituality that has ever been made. Some of you perhaps who have been studying Western thought may have observed already that there is another radical difference severing at one stroke all that is Western from all that is Eastern. It is this that we hold whether we are Shaktas, Sauras or Vaishnavas, whether we are Buddhas or Jainas, we all hold in India that the soul is by its nature pure and perfect, infinite in power and blessed. Only according to the dualist, this natural blissfulness of the soul has become contracted by past bad work, and through the grace of God it is again going to open out and show its perfection. While according to the monoist, even this idea of contraction is a partial mistake. It is the veil of Maya that causes us to think the soul has lost its powers, but the powers are there fully manifest. Whatever the difference may be, we come to the central core, and there is at once an irreconcilable difference between all that is Western and Eastern. The Eastern is looking inward for all that is great and good. When we worship, we close our eyes and try to find God within. The Western is looking up outside for his God. To the Western, their religious books have been inspired, while with us, our books have been expired, breath like they came, the breath of God. Out of the hearts of sages they sprang, the mantra drashtas. This is one great point to understand, and my friends, my brethren, let me tell you, this is the one point we shall have to insist upon in future. For I am firmly convinced that I beg you to understand this one fact. No good comes out of the man who day and night thinks that he is nobody. If a man day and night thinks he is a miserable, low and nothing, nothing he becomes. If you say, yea, yea, I am, so you shall be. And if you say, I am not, think that you are not, and day and night meditate upon the fact that you are nothing, nothing you shall be. This is the great fact which you ought to remember. We are the children of the Almighty. We are the sparks of the infinite, divine fire. How can we be nothings? We are everything, ready to do everything. We can do everything, and man must do everything. This faith in themselves was in the hearts of our ancestors. This faith in themselves was the motive power that pushed them forward and forward in the march of the civilization. And if there has been degeneration, if there has been defect, mark my words, you will find that degradation to have started on the day our people lost faith in themselves. Losing faith in oneself means losing faith in God. Do you believe that infinite good providence working in and through you? If you believe that this omnipresent one, the Antaryami, is present in every atom, is through and through, Ota Prota, and the Sanskrit word goes, penetrating your body, your mind and your soul, how can you lose heart? I may be a little bubble of water and you may be a mountain high wave. Never mind. The infinite ocean is a background of me as well as of you. Mine also is the infinite ocean of life, of power, of spirituality as well as yours. I am already joined from my very birth, from the very fact of my life. I am in yoga with that infinite life and infinite goodness and infinite power as you are, mountain high though you may be. Therefore, my brethren, teach this life-saving, great, ennobling, grand doctrine to your children, even from their very birth. You need not teach them Advaitism, teach them Dvaitism, or any ism you please. But we have seen that this is the common ism all through India. This marvelous doctrine of the soul, the perfection of the soul, is commonly believed in by all sects. As says our great philosopher Kapila, if purity has been the nature of the soul, it can never be attained purity afterwards, for anything that was not perfect by nature, even if it attained to perfection, that perfection would go away again. If impurity is the nature of man, then man will have to remain impure, even though he may be pure for 5 minutes. The time will come when this purity will wash out, pass away, and the old natural impurity will have its way once more. Therefore, say all our philosophers good in our nature, perfection is our nature, not imperfection, not impurity. And we should remember that. Remember the beautiful example of the sage who, when he was dying, asked his mind to remember all his mighty deeds and his mighty thoughts. There you do not find that he was teaching his mind to remember all his weaknesses and all his follies. Follies there are, weaknesses there must be. But remember, your real nature always. That is the only way to cure the weakness. That is the only way to cure the follies.